What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my World Cup series. This is episode number 40, and we started today's episode off by once again going back into a new tournament here with our CONCACAF side. Unfortunately, we're going back through the group stages, and hopefully this time we'll be able to get through them and start to play a lot better, because I'm not really playing well lately, and you guys are obviously seeing that in the videos, but hopefully we can play a lot better this time and get ourselves through the group stages. But the first game of today's episode is against this team. He's got Neuer in goal, back for Jordi Alba, Sergio Ramos, Dante and Zabaleta. Midfield trio of Pogba, Busquets and Vidal, and the front three was Schürrle, Cuadrado, and the striker was Messi. So very good side my opponent had, unfortunately, and again, if we're going to win this game, we're going to have to be on top of our game. But the first chance would fall in the 4th minute. How about this? Brian Ruiz goes down the left-hand side and crosses the ball in. Dempsey goes for the header, but if you didn't see that in real time, just watch this on the replay. This was great. As the cross comes in here, Dempsey wins the header, but Neuer thinks it's so easy for him to deal with. He's not going to catch it or punch it away. He's going to head it back to Clint Dempsey. That was absolutely hilarious. So, amazing piece of goalkeeping there. Even EA have got Neuer's eccentricity in the game as well. Amazing realism, but even so, brilliant header from Neuer to deny Dempsey there, and it's still 0-0. And in the 15th minute, Ruiz came forward here. Nice little heel-to-heel flick and a good shot after a very nice run, but Neuer makes the save and Joel Campbell can't turn it in. So, unfortunately, still scoreless, but the early chances fall to us, and that's what I like to see. Obviously try and make a really bright start, and as Campbell rolls the ball forward here to Ruiz, it's another really good chance, but again it's a good stop by Neuer, and we just can't seem to beat the German goalkeeper. It's still scoreless as things stand, and unfortunately Neuer was having a really awesome start to this game, and I just couldn't seem to get the better of him. But here you see Clint Dempsey get on the ball, and it's another really good chance here. I keep on going, roll it through towards Donovan. Donovan strikes it, and I put it wide the post and out for a goal kick. So, you know, all the chances in this first half are coming to me, and despite my opponent's very good side, I felt very comfortable in this game, you know, and that's surprising after a very disappointing few games where I've struggled to get the wins. I've actually been playing quite well in this first half, and here you see a really good challenge find Dempsey. Dempsey rolls it through towards Campbell. Campbell is through 1-on-1, another great chance, but again Neuer makes the save. So if my finishing was a little bit better, I could have been 3 or 4-0 up at this stage, but still 0-0. But in the 38th minute, Brooks gets on the ball, plays over the top towards Dempsey. Great first touch, really good chance, and this time we do find the back of the net. A great finish by Clint Dempsey, blasted into the top corner, and it's 1-0 with just under 38 minutes on the clock. So good finish, and we're 1-0 up. And in the 40th minute, you see Brian Ruiz find Joel Campbell. Campbell tries to squeeze it through, and it does come to Dempsey eventually. Good ball forward towards Brian Ruiz. He spots the runner Joel Campbell, tries to pick him out, but unfortunately Neuer gets there first. However, he rolls it straight into the path of Ruiz, and Ruiz has a simple finish into the exposed goal, and it's 2-0 to us. We're 2-0 in front, and deservedly so. We were playing very well. And in the 45th minute, we had a corner here. Donovan crosses the ball in, and Brooks ends up making it 3-0 with the header. So 3-0 to us, and surely now we're on our way to our first win in about 4 or 5 games. So very good header by Brooks. We're 3-0 up and playing very well. In the second half, though, my opponent tried to respond here. Cuadrado finds Andre Schürrle. Schürrle goes through 1-on-1, but Navas makes a really good double save there. First to deny the chip from Schürrle, and then gets back on his feet and denies the follow-up header. So still 3-0. And in the 55th minute, you see Messi get on the ball for my opponent. He finds Vidal. Vidal collects the ball here. He's looking for someone to pass it to, so he spreads it out wide towards Jordi Alba. Alba finds Paul Pogba down the left-hand side, crosses the ball in towards Messi, and unfortunately Messi heads it in and makes it 3-1. I don't really know why Brooks went for a bicycle kick clearance there when at 6'3", 6'4", he could have just headed the ball away, but even so, it's 3-1. My opponent's back in the game. But in the 63rd minute, Ruiz came forward here, a really good chance, stops the ball, gets onto his right foot and strikes it, and does find the bottom corner. So Ruiz makes it 4-1. The 3-goal cushion is restored, and surely now I'm not going to let this game slip, and we are going to get our first 3 points from the first game in the group stage. And in the 76th minute, Joel Campbell finds Ruiz. Ruiz plays it back into Campbell, who strikes it on the volley, but it goes just wide the post and out for a goal kick. So still 4-1, but to be honest, I was playing very well, and I couldn't see my opponent getting back into the game at all. And in the 87th minute, we had a free kick here. Clint Dempsey strikes it, but unfortunately I hit the post, and my opponent gets the ball away. So that was how the game would finish, a 4-1 victory, and that does indeed mean that we win the first game, and that's really good motivation. You know, after a very disappointing campaign in the last one where we couldn't even get out of the group stages, and before that, after losing the World Cup final, I was feeling very disappointed anyway. It's good to get off to a good start this time, and a 4-1 victory is a very good start at that. And following that, we open our player pack here from the store, hoping for one of those players that I really want, someone like Hernandez or Bradley or Guardado or Tim Howard or someone like that. but unfortunately we've got Fernando Torres, which we can't use obviously as he's in the European Confederation, and we've already won the World Cup with that confederation. So yeah, there you go. We get ourselves into our second group stage game here, and after winning the first one by 4-1, I was feeling strangely optimistic. I really was. I fancied my chances of whatever team I faced. I really was happy to get our first win in 4 or 5 games, and I was looking forward to getting ourselves hopefully another 3 points, but obviously it wouldn't be easy. But to be honest, I still felt confident, and my opponent's team was very good, obviously as you'd expect. 86 rated kind of chemistry team, 4-3-3. He had Neuer in goal, back for a Clichy, Boateng, Hummels and Abate. The midfield trio was Iniesta, Götze and Schweinsteiger, and the front three was Cuadrado, Jackson Martinez and James Rodriguez. So very good side my opponent had, but I still felt confident if I was on my game I could get the win in this game. And the first chance would fall to my opponent here as Rodriguez goes through, but thankfully Navas makes a really good save to deny him as he turns the ball behind for a corner. And from the corner it is Schweinsteiger who crosses the ball into the centre here eventually, into the centre towards Jackson Martinez, and unfortunately it is the striker who heads it in at the far post and makes it 1-0. So Jackson Martinez gets the goal, and unfortunately my opponent takes the lead very early on, and all my optimism are now gone at this stage. So 1-0 down, and in the 14th minute Cuadrado crosses the ball in towards Martinez. We get the ball away, it's headed clear, it comes to Clint Dempsey. Dempsey rolls it through towards Joel Campbell. Campbell is round Abate, a really good chance here. Clichy's catching up though, so I decided to try and take aim from a tight angle, but it's a good stop by Neuer, and it's turned behind for a corner. So still 1-0 as things stand, but I was glad to get my first chance of the game there. And a few minutes later my opponent gets onto the ball here, and Schweinsteiger strikes here. It's a simple save for Navas though, and from that we quickly throw the ball out towards Joel Campbell. Campbell gives it to Landon Donovan. Donovan plays it back through the gap towards Joel Campbell. It's a really good chance here, and it's a very good finish by Joel Campbell. He just strokes it in with the inside of his left boot into the bottom corner and makes it 1-1. So we're back on level terms, and in 25th minute he sees Rodriguez get on the ball for my opponent. He gets onto his right foot. A very good chance here as he tries to take aim, but he does so, but he puts the ball just wide of the post and out for a goal kick. So still 1-1 as things stood. In the 32nd minute though, another good chance for us here. The ball gets played forward and Dempsey goes through 1-on-1, but again Neuer makes a really good save. My opponent gets the ball away, so still 1-1. And in the 42nd minute here you see Neuer play the ball forward, and again it comes to Ruiz. Ruiz finds Donovan. Donovan strokes it through the gap towards Clint Dempsey. Dempsey tries to get past Clichy, finds Neuer, but Neuer passes the ball straight to Joel Campbell, and Campbell puts it into the empty net. So a howler from Neuer there. He passes it straight to Campbell, and Joel Campbell has the simplest of finishes to get his second goal of the game. So we're 2-1 in front. Very pleased to be in front in this game. In the 53rd minute though, James Rodriguez, or James Rodriguez if you will, takes on Jeff Cameron and crosses the ball in, and unfortunately although we deal with Cuadrado's header, it falls straight to Jackson Martinez who strikes it. It takes a deflection and it goes into the bottom corner. So it's 2-2. My opponent's back in the game and back on level terms, and in the 68th minute Abate strokes it through the gap towards his man. Jackson Martinez crosses the ball in, it goes across the face of goal, and Schweinsteiger heads it into the empty net. So it's 3-2 and my opponent is in front in this game, unfortunately after the cross to the far post was headed across the face of goal and Schweinsteiger heads it in. So 3-2, my opponent is in front again for the second time in the game, and unfortunately he's come from behind to start leading this game, and I was very frustrated because I couldn't cope with his crosses. All 3 goals have come from crosses of some sort, and the same in the first game as well. The only goal of that game for my opponent came from a cross which Messi scored, and I just, you see me go forward here, I mess up a really good chance with Stuart Holden. Neuer makes a good save and it's still 3-2. And in the 90th minute here, Herrera rolls the ball out wide towards Brian Ruiz. Ruiz gets onto the ball and fake shots around his man. Then a step over, keeps on going, strokes it through to Joel Campbell, but like an idiot I tried to chip it on the volley and it went straight into the gloves of Neuer. And yeah, I was just really frustrated in this game, because all 3 goals came from crosses, and in the first game of this episode as well, we conceded the only goal of that game. Well, the only goal my opponent scored in that game through a cross as well. And I just cannot cope with crosses on this game. I really can't. It's one of those things where I haven't found a way to counter them. I really haven't, because my fullbacks aren't very fast. I can't keep up with the wingers, and I just don't really know how to deal with them when the ball's going to the box, and I can't stop the crosses either. But even so, we lose the game by 3-2. Very frustrated. I really do feel as though, although the stats will probably lead you to believe otherwise, I still believe that a draw probably would have been a fair result in this game. But a 3-2 loss, very frustrated, and yeah, that's just how it is. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you haven't enjoyed the episode, please do leave a like, because it's much appreciated and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of my World Cup series very soon.